don't think the ball's over the line.
3-1, and surely there's no way back for Liverpool now. It's Alex. Oh, what a goal!
Desmond gets it. The Carling Cup is heading for Stamford Bridge.
This one got away from Risa.
Kept out by Czech.
And Chelsea have won the FA Cup after the Virgin Di Matteo took charge.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant from Elinazar! What a play!
A very good afternoon to each and every one of you. Welcome to Anfield, where we have been bathed in sunshine throughout the course of the afternoon ahead of what should be a fantastic occasion here as our Chelsea legends take on their Liverpool counterparts. We are expecting a crowd around 60,000, so the atmosphere here today is going to be something very, very special indeed, and it's all for a fantastic cause. With that in mind, the Chelsea squad, well, they travelled up from Cobham yesterday afternoon. Beforehand, they trained in the morning with the eyes of some very special guests in attendance. Brian, we couldn't have a Legends training session without you. Welcome to Cobham. How's it been for you so far?
Very nice, yeah. Just looking around, seeing the players that you recognise and the players that, and this, where I came before, they're the current Chelsea team, but now these are the Chelsea legends I recognise.
60 seconds, staying only 60 seconds.
Katy Chapman's a bit of a special player, isn't she? What do you like about her?
She's really, she's mentally fit and she's physically fit.
Any familiar faces that you've spotted so far?
Yeah, there's a few. Zola's my favourite, just because, in my opinion, he's the best.
Just seeing some of the players there is, I grew up and players like Zola, Johnson, Hasselbaink, they were my era, and it's great to see them.
So proceeds from the game at Liverpool will go towards the Chelsea Foundation and the fantastic work that they have been doing. From your perspective, just how important are the foundation?
I think it's really important because it gives the kids visiting the foundation an opportunity to move their focus to something else and enjoy watching their favourite team.
So Dennis, here we are on the team bus up to Liverpool. Does this take you back?
Yes, it does. We've had some good times up in Liverpool. We've had some bad times, you know. Remember a long time ago, I think I scored the winner once, and we won 2-1. So that was a nice time. But also, I made a few mistakes. I got sent off there. So some funny times I've had there. But yeah, it's great to be on a bus with the guys. It's always enjoyable. And I'm sitting obviously with my little friend because no one else wanted to sit with him. So I've come along and he was left on his own, bless him, as normal. So I sat with him and made sure that he's comfortable, really, you know. So yeah.
Let's say hello to your little friend then. Gianfranco, you're right to reply. Some things don't change, do they, between you and Dennis?
No. You know, I've been talking to him for 10 minutes. It's like I played 90 minutes games with the extra time as well. He's very, very tired because he's a good guy, but he's so uneducated that I need to explain him things twice. So, but I will say that it's a pleasure to be here, going to Liverpool and with all the friends here. So it's fantastic time for us.
Obviously a very special occasion going up against Liverpool at Anfield. It's for a very good cause. Just how important is it for the foundation, and also on a wider subject, how important is the work that they're doing?
I think it's very important for the foundation. I think every club should do it if they get an opportunity to do it. I think what they're doing, being able to give back to previous players that need help, and I think it's important that we can go out there and do something for them in this kind of way. And it's great what the foundation is doing. You know, when they need something, the older players, they wasn't in our time. We was lucky enough to do quite well in football, a lot of us, and they was in the old times that kind of weren't so good as in regarding from a financial point of view. So you always want to try and look after the ones that play for this club and very much part of it. You must never forget them. So always good to do something nice, and this is something nice. So and well done to everyone at the foundation that puts this together. There's a lot of people involved, and I think it's not only us, but going on the field, there's people behind the scenes, and they've done an amazing job, and well done to them.
What a fantastic day it was yesterday for all concerned, but here we are focusing on match day, and as you can probably tell, we are inside the inner sanctum. This is the Chelsea dressing room, very much the calm before the storm. surrounded by a who's who of Chelsea legend shirts. Let's go for a little walk around, shall we? I'm going to start off by showing you this, the very special commemorative matchday programme. Nice bit of pre-match reading for the guys there. Let's start off with the goalkeeper, shall we? The Benjamin Button of Chelsea Football Club, Carlo Cudicini, annoyingly gets younger by the day. Next to him, the hero of Baku, no less, the brilliant Rob Green. Let's work our way along here as well. We've got Claude Makelele. Lovely to catch up with him on the bus yesterday. Ever so cool, ever so stylish. And then here we are back at Anfield. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink with his partner in crime, Ida Gudjonsson. The two of them were on target for Chelsea in a 4-0 win back in 2001. And, of course, what followed was an incredible run over a 10-year period. Chelsea and Liverpool faced each other an amazing 40 times in 10 seasons. One man who was pivotal in that run, this guy, John Mikel Obi. Another man that's annoyingly not aged a bit. There's his good mate, William Gallas, Flora Malouda. And here's the boss, Robbie Di Matteo. As a player, he scored here back in 2000. Fast forward 12 years, and he was the boss as we beat Liverpool at Wembley in the FA Cup final, the precursor to that Champions League final win in Munich just a few days later. We've got Jose Bosingwa, Loic Remy. Lovely to see him yesterday back at the team hotel. Chelsea TV legend, Frank Sinclair, no less. We've talked about Ida Gudjonsson. We haven't mentioned this guy yet, the mercurial Gianfranco Zola. Good Lord, what a classy player he still is. Expect some moments of magic from Franco. We have Rob Huth, and we're going to finish off with the Cobham contingent, the homegrown boys. We have John Harley, Michael Mancien, recently retired, and Jimmy Smith. Expect them to get more than a few minutes today. And by the way, if I was a betting man, which of course I'm not, I'd have a few quid on this player, this Katy Chapman, absolute legend of the women's game. She'll be the fittest player on the pitch today. Expect her to boss midfield. And this is beautiful. This is the lovely commemorative pendant that the captains will swap pre-match. It's going to be a fantastic day and hopefully one to enjoy for all involved. And as you can see from these pictures, the Chelsea squad are in the building. Beautiful aerial shot from high above Anfield as the bus made the short 10-minute or so journey from the centre of town, which is where they've been staying at the hotel. Well, the players, when they arrived, were led off by the legend that is Gianfranco Zola, followed closely by Carlo Cudicini and a number of other legends. You could probably tell that William Gallas hadn't been here for a little while, but the good news is he didn't get lost, made his way safely to the home dressing room. Well, he and the rest of the squad, of course, know why they're here today. For those of you at home, here is a special reminder.
This is a very special day having Chelsea footballers come to visit. That shows that the club actually wants to make a difference to the local community.
I think it's a recognition of what the foundation does with Cara and Becky and Sam and everyone here. They've helped me so much.
Good luck, guys. Chelsea's for hosting the Premier League Disability Football Festival is incredible. Football is for all. Chelsea is kind of setting that standard.
I think it's important for a club like Chelsea to support mental health in their community. It's a gateway into a world of mental health treatment that people might not have seen otherwise.
Some fantastic work done by the brilliant people at the Chelsea Foundation. Well, before we departed from Cobham, some of the players spent some time with us to share their gratitude for your support.
Thank you for your support.
By watching today,
you are helping the Chelsea Foundation
and the Chelsea Players Trust.
Come on, Chelsea. Let's go, Chelsea.
So the players are ready, the fans are ready. As I mentioned a little earlier, we're expecting in the region of 60,000 fans here at Anfield. We've got the flag wavers off to one side. We can see the Chelsea fans arriving over to our right. It should be a terrific occasion. I'm going to be positioned just to the side of the dugout to try and get some action and reaction from the players as they come and go. A reminder, we'll probably have rolling subs throughout the first and second halves. Expect a raft of changes for the second period as well. So loads to look forward to. And here, of course, to steer you through the action this afternoon, the best in the business, our very own Jason Cundy and Matt Davies-Adams.
Too kind, and thank you to you for joining us for this very special game as well. By doing so, you are supporting the Chelsea Foundation and the Chelsea Players Trust. Packed house we're expecting today at Anfield as Chelsea take on Liverpool in this Legends matchup. Two teams with such a storied rivalry, particularly in the noughties, but really since the beginning of time in terms of when these two football clubs were established. Plenty of greats from yesteryear on show today. A variety of age ranges. We might see a variety of abilities as well, but should be a fantastic occasion. Jason and I both really looking forward to it. It's always a special day on the calendar, this, Jason.
Mac, good afternoon, and good afternoon everyone. Absolutely, it's amazing, when I found out the crowd size, 60,000 plus, just goes to show how much the football fan needs his fix. And there may not be Premier League games or Championship games, there's League One and League Two up and down the country, but they still need their fix. They still want to come to their club, and well done to everyone that turned out, and of course that's paid for this stream, because it all goes to an incredibly important cause both here and in Liverpool. We're absolutely looking forward to it. I was with Mikel and Makaleli actually on Thursday. I spoke to them briefly about it. The pair of them don't look any different. Honestly, you look at Mikel now, and he's still got a bit of a baby face. Physically, he's still incredibly fit. I mean, he hasn't retired that long, but he looks like he could perform at a very high standard. So watch out for him. You're absolutely right. Age ranges and also size ranges, Matt, I think it's fair to say as well.
But everybody is here to give it their best and hopefully roll back the years and provide us with an excellent afternoon's worth of entertainment. Liverpool raising money for their own LFC Foundation. And as we say, by buying this stream, you are helping the Chelsea Foundation, which is the club's football social responsibility programme. It uses the power of football to motivate, educate and inspire.
Yeah, plenty of fans have turned up. And the weather has been kind as well, Matt. I think that's another thing. You never quite know what you're going to get at this time of year. Of course, 5 years ago today, you wouldn't have got crowds like this because we were very much under lockdown at that particular time. They've turned out, the weather's been, as I said, generous to us. And there are some legends, littered on both teams.
Well, let's have a look at that. We'll show you the teams which are starting the game. We're expecting there to be rolling subs throughout the match. Steven Gerrard, I'm sure he's checked his studs and then checked them again to make sure he's got the right ones on. No slipping today for the Liverpool captain. He obviously wears the armband. Sammy Hippier, another former captain, starting as well. Jerzy Dudek, it's his birthday tomorrow. He'll turn 52. And Barden, not long retired as well. Keep an eye on him, wearing 90. This is the 11 that will start the game for Chelsea. Carlo Cudicini between the posts. Great to see Ramirez again, scored in the 2012 FA Cup final as well, didn't he? Dennis Wise will skip at the team. We're expecting him to play the first half of the first half. Pretty strong midfield that, isn't it? Not bad at the back either. Jose Bosingua, another who started the 2012 FA Cup final between these two teams. And Claude Makelele, Jace, a player so good they named a position after him.
Yes, indeed. I spoke to him about that on Thursday when I was with him, and he was very humble about it. It's a position now that's become one of the most important positions on the pitch. Look what's happened to Manchester City, since the injury to Rodrigo. So clearly it's a position now that is a specialist position, and Mikel played that role, of course, back in 2012 when we won the Champions League.
Loads of options off the bench for Roberto Di Matteo, who is the Chelsea coach today. Kenny Dalglish opposite him. Amongst the Chelsea subs, Katy Chapman, Loic Remy Afrem, Frank Sinclair, Good Johnson and Zola, not a bad couple to bring on. And then some academy graduates too in Harley Mancien and Smith. Everybody gets a place in the team photo. Liverpool have gone for 3 goalkeepers. They're obviously worried about Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink. Only one will start the match, I must stress. Carlo Cudicini looks like he retired yesterday.
Doesn't he just? I see him often around Stamford Bridge, and he still looks as fit and as young as he did when he first turned here back in the early 2000s. there's a lot of players out there that look sharp. They look. I mean, Stevie G's not been that long retired. Still very much, of course, coaching. He was up in Scotland. Of course, Aston Villa went out into Saudi as well, so he'd have been joining in training. I just wonder that will to win, Matt. It doesn't really leave you.
No, it's all fun and games before kick-off, isn't it?
It doesn't
and then the
really
whistle blows.
leave you, and I don't know how. I think this will be quite serious. Of course, it's all about, the winning is secondary, but it isn't at times. Honestly, I've played in some of these games. They can, when you reach the levels these boys have reached, there's a reason why, and you want to win every single game. I think the best name I've ever heard to play for Liverpool is Jersey Dude. Perfect for the Liverpudlian.
Well, we are 20 years, of course, from when Chelsea won the league for the first time in 50 years and beat Liverpool in the League Cup final that day too. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink, 87 in 177, 2 Premier League golden boots, whilst the Chelsea player for him had a decent record against Liverpool too, 7 in 19 throughout his various clubs. And when he hit it, it stayed hit. We shall see if he's retained that rocket of a boot. Expecting a few hamstrings to twang as the game goes on as well, I'm sure, from those who haven't played in a little while. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure Lee will keep us up to date with a fitness report as we go on. So impressive to have sold 60,000 tickets for this game. It's all about raising funds as well as rolling back the years. 2 Dutchmen there, of course, Hasselbaink and Kout. Looks like it's going to be Chelsea to get the game underway.
Just look at the formation. Something that we do regularly, Matt, as the game kicks off. It's impossible to get out those habits.
We haven't quite been as focused on it today as we normally are.
No, we haven't. It looks like a 4-3-3 from Chelsea's point of view.
Training at Cobham yesterday before they took the bus up north. An intense session, so I'm told. Here's Florent Malouda. Fair few of the class of 2012 Champions League winners amongst us today. Malouda and Ramirez in from the off.
Sloppy in possession, both sides, Matt.
Everybody needs a touch early doors, I think it's fair to say. Here is Mikel. He's looking for Dennis Wise and found him as well. Basingwa, he played the 90 in the 2012 FA Cup final and was front and centre when Chelsea lifted the trophy, wasn't he, in the Champions League? Here's Gallas. Seems like we've agreed that it's not going to be a gegenpressing focused game.
No, I think that high press is something that we won't be saying at all in this particular game. I think you're right, Matt. I think it's just about getting touches on the ball. The tempo is understandably and notably slower.
Might not be for this man though. Keep your eye on Jay Spearing. He's doing one of those dual roles these days. He's actually Liverpool's under-18s coach, but he plays for the under-21s every so often.
Right, okay.
A few clubs do this where they have like an ex-pro as a coach. So I think he's played 5 times for the under-21. So he might be in reasonable nick. He's not long retired either. He might feel that he can boss the midfield.
Yeah, that's what you want in games like this. You want legs. You can have all the ability you like, and of course it will tell. In 5-a-sides, maybe less so, but in a pitch, in a full-size pitch, legs are crucial.
Here's Gerrard. He played against Chelsea more than anybody else in his career. Chance for Vignal to get the crossover. Turned away by Jose Basingwa. Vignal only 20 appearances. He played a lot around Britain actually, more so than he did for Liverpool. Here's Barbel, another who's not long retired, so he ought to be relatively fresh. Vignal seeing plenty of it early on here. Sissoko. All Liverpool. Chelsea haven't been over halfway yet. Offside trap working beautifully though.
I'm guessing there's no VAR here, Matt, as well.
That is a fair assumption. Pitch obviously in excellent condition. Wouldn't have said that many years ago at this time of year about any pitch, Premier League or not. Is bowling green-like. As Cudicini misplaces one, and Gerrard moves it right-hand side for Martin Kelly. Gerrard's quick enough to catch up to that as well. Clipped in a decent-looking ball for Dirk Kuyt. Was Gallas who got underneath it. Spearing trying to keep the move alive. Dennis Wise is his shadow, so he goes back up to halfway.
I'm not sure Jimmy's touched the ball yet. Liverpool have been, Chelsea just been sat in there. It's been all Liverpool at the moment.
Not going to be like one of those. Here's Spearing looking to bend one, caught by Cudicini. Shot on target, at least, for Jay Spearing.
I just wonder, I've just seen the international sign for get him off. It may well be Gallas that's struggling a little bit, you know. I have to say that Jose Basingwa, I think, has recognised he might have picked something up. Anyway, we'll monitor that.
There were rumours that Gallas did tweak something in training yesterday. We'll see. Here he is on the ball. Like he did that okay. Hasselbaink can take it under his control.
That was something Jimmy was good at, by the way. Playing that ball in from an angle out wide. And his frame, you know, you can't even see the ball, let alone try and guess where it might be. It bounces off him on that occasion.
Sami Hyypiä, who's had a couple of goes at management himself. As has that man, Igor Biscan. He is currently the manager of Al Ahly in Qatar. Pinched back by Malouda. Here's Hasselbaink. Got Ramirez to his right. Was he fouled there? Yes, he was by Biscan. Free kick in a position of promise.
That's what he does. He shields the ball. He just gets body between ball and man, waits for contact, goes down. Biscan a little bit too eager.
Chelsea threatened Jersey Dudek's goal here. Malouda looking for room to cross, trying to tie up Martin Kelly in knots, but he wasn't falling for the trick. Here's Kaut, doesn't have much in the way of help. It was his touch last.
Robert Huth, who also isn't that long out of retirement himself, still looks in good shape.
Yep, 29 on his back at the heart of the Chelsea defence. Huth, who is the loans manager at Leicester City these days.
By the way, Makelele.
That is classic Makelele.
Isn't it just? Yeah, little turn of pace, sliding in. Just doing the... just that protection role in front of the back four.
Well, people come here to see the legends of their youth do the things they used to do, and that might be Gianfranco Zola doing something utterly amazing. For Claude Makelele, it is quiet productivity and efficiency.
It's that role that I said is so important now to the way teams are set up because of the shape. There's always it's always been the way, but more so now than ever. That it's a role that is just designed to sit and protect, and we've been very lucky over the years. I mean, Makelele, of course. Oh, there's a chance here for Jimmy.
Moving away from a couple of challenges. Now he's looking for some help. Spearing not giving him a moment's peace. Mikel moved it out left-hand side for Malouda. Again, he's going to test Kelly, and he's won the first corner of the game in front of the Coppers. Chelsea start to find their feet in this game with 6.5 played.
Yeah, Jay Spearing bouncing off the barrel-chested Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink. There was a little bit of a challenge in there. I just watched the pair of them go up and just touch palms, as if to say, look, okay.
Makelele going to have a shot. No chance. Back to Malouda. Lots in the middle. Huth always a threat in these kind of positions. That's where it's aimed towards. Kelly got something on it. Good score against Liverpool in his Stoke days, did Robert Huth. Alongside looking for a counter here with Babel and Count, the two Dutchmen linking up, and Babel away from Dennis Wise. Now up against Basingwa. Wise won't let him get away with that. Basingwa with the sliding challenge. It broke nicely for Gerrard. Urged to shoot, thought better of it. Babel the only target really in the middle. Come left-hand side looking for Kaut, but Gallas able to deal with that. Whatever the problem was for William Gallas, he looks like he's managing it okay.
Yeah. Basingwa started, I thought, at right back. Gallas has come out to that position.
Yeah, Spearing is up for this.
Jay Spearing, you can see there's younger legs in there.
Here's Kelly. Another one who's not long hung up his boots. Crossing position here for Gregory Vignal. Gallas allows him to send it in. Huth up like a salmon to flick it away.
Just talking about Makelele then, and the role that was named after him, and how actually Real Madrid really did suffer and miss him when he left. But we've been very lucky. We've had, I think, two of the best in the business, and sandwiched in between that was Mikel, of course, who played that incredible role in Munich. 19th of May 2012, we won our first Champions League. And of course, I'm talking about N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, we got Ramirez on the pitch, and those two just missed each other by about 6 months. Imagine a midfield of Ramirez and Kante and trying to get the ball off them. Absolutely no chance. Now here's Basingwa. Well, Liverpool came out by far the quicker of the two teams, but Chelsea looking pretty authoritative in the match now, albeit Hasselbaink is dispossessed by Ragnar Klavan. He is spearing. Vignal. Chelsea got a good shape about them out of possession, keen not to give anything up. Spearing working it into Count. Quickly moved out wide by Bischam for Kelly. Gerrard all alone, edge of the box, wants it. Clipped in with the left foot of Kelly, hit Count on the head. Gerrard couldn't take it in stride. Dennis Wise did enough to put him off. Makelele looking to lead the break. Mikel just about dealing with Momo Sissoko. Slightly heavy touch, but he moved it on to Wise. Now then, here's Hasselbaink. Ramirez to his right. Dennis Wise through the middle. Not exactly a big target to aim at in the middle there for Ramirez.
I was going to say, Ramirez trying to find Dennis Wise in the box is rather hopeful. The game will open up. The legs will become tired. It always feels like it's now starting to become a little bit more of a contest.
This is Dirk Kuyt. Looking for Babel. Can he be able to get Chelsea going again? 372 games he played for the club. 6 goals. The first one took an awful long time to arrive, and then it was a veritable torrent. Here's Ramirez. Kind of forget he scored in the 2012 FA Cup final, don't you, Ramirez?
Did.
Because
he did.
He's so much more synonymous with a goal in a different competition that year.
That year he scored 2 incredibly important goals, and they were very close together of, Champions League second leg semi-final away at Barca. But he scored the first goal in that 2012 FA Cup final. Gone down the right-hand side, drilled it.
Here's Malouda. Hasselbaink desperate to get a shot off there. It just wouldn't open up for him. Mikel again. They're looking for the big man Wise in the middle. Bit too much on that though.
Is this something they've worked on in training, do you think, Matt? Why is he breaking from deep? Trying to find the far post.
Had an eye for goal, didn't he? Not
Wise
just the one in the San Siro. We actually scored here, Jace, in a win in a game that you played in 1992.
Yes, he did. He scored a penalty. We beat Liverpool 2-1. I seem to remember Vinnie Jones scored in that game as well.
He did.
Yeah. It was the first victory at Liverpool we had in what I don't know the actual number. I'm going to guess at it, but it felt like something like 30 years.
I'm told that a JV Cundy was man of the match, though, despite not getting
on
the score sheet that day.
I'm not sure that's correct.
He's spearing again. Did a tour of the Northwest for his career, didn't he? Had some time at Tranmere and Blackpool and Bolton, and he's broken forward here. And he's found Count. Barbel's in the middle. Other friends arriving too. Count slides in for Gerrard. Nice flick from him. And the shot hammered toward goal by Gregory Vignal. Flags up for offside.
Yeah. He's in an offside position. It's all about Jay Spearing. It's a lovely little move for Liverpool through the heart of Chelsea's midfield. Dirk Kuyt just slings about. It's a lovely little back heel. Yeah. He's offside.
He needs a booking as well, doesn't he? He's got an earring in. He's gone for goal from inside his own half there, Ryan Babel. Cudicini, charity game or not, would not have enjoyed being beaten from that kind of distance.
No. You do not want to be embarrassed from that distance at any level, at any competition, game, wherever it is, with your mates in a park or in front of 60,000 at Anfield.
He was a bit of a Marmite type of figure here, wasn't he, Ryan Babel? I remember Steven Gerrard picking him up off the ground once when he'd gone to ground once too often and telling him in no uncertain terms to get on with the game. Here's Robert Huth, who won the Premier League twice with Chelsea and of course once with Leicester City. Galeli.
Malouda's come out to this right-hand side.
He's still got legs, hasn't he, by the look of it, Malouda. Into Hasselbaink. Malouda wants it back. Wise available as ever. Tackles going flying in. That's what we want to see. Here's Cal, who scored here against Chelsea in the Champions League semi-final in 2008. Ultimately a losing effort.
Yeah, was it the winning penalty? And the penalty shootout.
Here goes Mikel. Was a time, Lee alluded to it earlier, when these two just kept meeting. Between 04 and 09, so just 5 years, they played 24 times. 8 of those were in the Champions League. Chelsea won that semi in 2008, were beaten in the semi in 2005. The single having a crack from range.
Yeah, the anomaly of that, of course, was the first time that UEFA were in a position where Liverpool won the Champions League but finished outside of the Champions League spots. So therefore, they had to put them in. So England on that particular, or the Premier League, had 5. And then we drew them in the group stage because there was no protection, which, again, feels a bit ridiculous. But believe it or not, that did happen.
They just couldn't stop meeting around that period. It really was incredible.
And all of them were so tight. There were some high-scoring affairs, but all of them were, you know...
The high-scoring games tended to be in the Champions League, didn't they? They were quite often 0-0 in the Premier League. Here's Malouda looking for the first goal of this game. 15 gone. Gallas well forward here. Clipped it up into the middle looking for Ramirez, but Dudek able to pluck that without too much of an issue.
Yes, there was a game at Stamford Bridge where it looked like Chelsea had it sewn up. Was it 4-3 in the end? It was just a remarkable game. They scored 2 late goals. We won the away leg, and it was just so tight.
Problem here for Dudek. We are going to see the first change.
Ian Rush is laughing on the bench. I think Dudek, Matt, has gone to clear this. We might get another...
Well, Jimmy was trying to stop him from doing it, wasn't it? But I think I don't think it was that contact. I think he just tweaked something. Sander Westerveld is a big lad, to put it politely. Not the birthday present that Jersey Dudek wanted. He might keep him off the dance floor tomorrow night.
Yeah, he's in a bit of discomfort here. He's done his hamstring, I think.
Well, we suspected that somebody might tweak something in this game. A goalkeeper after 16 minutes wasn't on the bingo card, but
no, it wasn't. For anyone that's pulled a hamstring will know how painful it feels. Like someone has... Have a look here. Yeah, he's just... Jimmy's tried to stop it, and he's followed through. You can see that there is a lot of discomfort. It feels like someone stubbed you in the back of the leg. That's, for those that don't know what it feels like, it's a huge pain. A blast of pain.
Well, Kenny Dalglish said before the game they were going to give the 3 goalkeepers half an hour each. Somebody's going to have to play a little bit more than that. Sander Westerveld is coming on now. David James is the other player who is amongst their potential replacements. Westerveld, he played over 100 times for Liverpool. He actually had a loan at Everton when he was at Portsmouth. He never kept a clean sheet, never won a game against Chelsea. Big Dutchman on in the first substitution here. It's 2007 in the Champions League, you'll remember, when Liverpool went through on penalties. Chelsea getting the better of the men from Merseyside a year later. And of course in 2009 when we finished with that incredible 4-4 draw at Stamford Bridge, and Chelsea went through 7-5 on aggregate.
That was the game. It was 4-4. We won the away leg, didn't we?
Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah.
Branner with a couple of headers.
Yes, 2-goal Branner.
Here's Gallas. There might be 21 men out there breathing a sigh of relief that I wasn't the first one to go off with an injury in the game.
Yes. You don't want to be that one, but like you said, of all the players on the pitch, the goalkeeper would have been the last you'd said pulled a hamstring.
Well, Dennis Wise enjoys a bit of rough and tumble, and Igor Bischan certainly dishing it out there. Makalele's clip looking for Malouda. Ooh, little bit of contact there from Martin Kelly, not enough to persuade the referee. Gerrard finding Spearing. Gerrard only recently out of work, having left Al Ettifaq in Saudi Arabia. And barbled on his wavelength there, and Gerrard again not very happy with his former teammate.
Nice idea though. Oh, lovely play, Mikel now bursting through.
He's got Hasselbaink as an option. Maybe he's only got eyes for goal though. He's slipped it into Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink, who can get the shot off, and it's blocked and behind off Ragnar Klavan. That's excellent play from Mikel, breaking from midfield.
I don't want to criticise, but some constructive criticism. I think Jimmy would have wanted to pull the trigger a little bit earlier here. He has to think about it and doesn't quite. I think maybe a 29-year-old Hasselbaink pulls that, doesn't allow the keeper to set or the defender to get back goal side.
I'm going to say worked it short. It went about 30 yards back at field to Babayaro. Swung back in by Malouda. Makalele had a stab at it. Come back his way. He could have had a go there. Whatever he was trying didn't quite come off.
Yeah, Makalele, his goals I remember very well. And I also remember one of the goals we scored against Arsenal in the Champions League, because it ricocheted off the keeper. I think Ida put it in the back of the net. You might be able to tell me if I'm right or wrong there, Matt.
I will bow to your superior knowledge as Kelly breaks forward. He's got Barble there in support, but he might want to go alone here. Ramirez got a toe in ahead of Sissoko. That decisiveness that you have when you're a professional, maybe not there for a couple of the players anymore. Here's Malouda. Good end-to-end stuff now. Well, he's played it into a great area. Not quite run for Wise.
Yeah, I was watching Jimmy. Jimmy was hoping he'd put the brakes on and come back and start again. Jimmy was never going to get on the end of that. Yeah, Makalele scored against Spurs, an absolute humdinger at White Hart Lane. He also scored in one of the last games, I think, when we won the title.
Yeah, it was against Charlton, wasn't it? They gave him the penalty, it was saved, and then he
Yes,
stuck in the rebound, and everybody came, whether you were a coach, a player, a substitute, an injured player, everybody was straight down in front of the Matthew Harding.
Yes, because he
jumped on top of him.
I think that was his first goal for Chelsea, that particular one. And he missed the pen and then followed up the rebound.
Here's Makalele again. Now Malouda.
Some Chelsea fans singing 10 Men Went to Mow.
Well done to them if they've made the trip up. They might be locally based, I suppose. Babayaro swapping passes with Malouda. Babayaro wanted to continue his run. The mind was willing. The legs maybe not so. Kelly. Oh, well read by Robert Huth. Steven Gerrard acknowledges that he wasn't quite switched on there. Here's Ramirez. Why not? Wanted to play it to Hasselbaink, but they weren't on the same wavelength.
Jimmy's made a great run, by the way. That run, he's in behind. Jay Spearing, he's kind of protecting the back four and then plays it to where he was, not where he wants the ball to be played. Tempo dropped a little bit, I think it's fair to say, understandably.
Might start to see some subs before too long, halfway through the first half. Well, he knows about masterminding victories over Liverpool, doesn't he, Robbie Di Matteo? FA Cup and Champions League he led Chelsea to in 2012. Spearing there ahead of Dennis Wise. Here's Sissoko. Gerrard's touch for Barble. Oh, Kaut might be able to benefit here. Basingwa did well, recovered his own mistake.
Oh, he does so well, by the way. I thought he was third favourite because there were two Liverpool players going in. Was it Barble and Gerrard that were closing in, and he just manages to move the legs quick enough. Jay Spearing been at the centre of most things Liverpool have looked good at, to be honest.
Mikel's touch nicely on for Wise. Hasselbaink gave it to Malouda. All very congested in the middle of the pitch at the moment.
It's amazing though, even though all of the players out there haven't played for, some of them, first team football, 20 years maybe, but their running style, you know who they are just by the way that they move with the ball. Isn't it amazing? You never lose that ability to recognise who's on the ball just by the way they receive it and how their movements.
Was crossed to nothing in the end. But Chelsea be pretty pleased with how they've responded. I think Jace was a bit of a slow start to the game, but looking just as likely to get the first goal now.
I think so, yeah. The tempo from both sets of players, I would say last 5 minutes is, I wouldn't say walking pace, that's not fair, but it's considerably slower. I think Chelsea have grown into it, actually. Liverpool started off, and I'd say for the first 6 or 7 minutes, maybe a bit longer, couldn't get out of our half. I mean, I said early on that Jimmy hasn't even touched it, but he's seeing plenty of the ball now. That's nice. 1 and 2 touch football. You don't really want to be running with the ball. The ball will always move quicker than anyone can run.
Here's Kaut, might fancy a shot. Gave it up to Spearing instead. Space for Kelly right hand side if they want to work it that way. Spearing looking for Kaut instead, which should have been a simpler pass. Babayaro then got clattered and he's been hurt. And Chelsea will get the free kick.
No, that was a 50-50 by the way, that one. Joe Spearing was not holding out. Clattered Babayaro. He's holding the back of his Achilles. The ball was there to be won, that's what they were saying, the referee.
Nearly 200 games for Chelsea played. Celestine Babayaro, 198 he finished on. Spearing's treating it like there are 3 points on offer here. It's his own pass that got him into a bit of trouble. You're so right about the body shapes. That could only be Makaleli there in possession.
And I've watched Malouda the way he moves with his left foot, and Robert Huth has got that, that huge towering presence, the way he leans over the ball when he's got it. They've got their own little, as every player does, by the way. But when you've watched Chelsea as much as we have, Matt, over the last 20 years, you just have to see the way a player receives it, and just their little mannerisms on the ball.
Diarra dispossessed by Spearing. That's heating up that battle. Gerrard working it out right hand side for Kaut. Allows Kelly to take over. Aim for Steven Gerrard. Basingwa again. Perfectly positioned.
He's played well, Basingwa. That's not the first time he's made a last ditch header challenge. That's the third or fourth he's made in that centre back partnership he's got with Robert Huth. Gallas, who's at right back. I thought he started mid centre half. I could be wrong. Gallas, by the way, he's played in every position across the back four at Chelsea at some stage. He was a left back for many games.
Yeah, it took a bit of convincing from Jose, didn't it, to get him out there, but you're in the team, you're in the team. Here's Hasselbaink. Spearing going in strongly again there. Dennis Wise, just for a minute, forgot that it was a Legends game, but Spearing's taking a couple of liberties and the referee's going to let him know that.
Do you know what it is with Spearing? Because he can get about, and you can see that he has got younger, and Wise, he's had a little pop in there. And I said to you off air, Matt, didn't I? I just wonder whether this, how serious they're going to take. Spearing's gone in there. You can see that Wisey's not happy with that challenge, and that that will blow up for 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then you'll realise actually there's not 3 points or a pathway to the next round of the FA Cup. But Spearing's he's putting himself about because he can, Matt. That's the difference here.
This was the opportunity a moment ago that Basingwa did so well with.
Stevie Gerrard's eyes were lit up there, because he would have known he was free at the far post. Just lining himself up, the body shape, just to catch that on the volley.
Of course, if things had worked out differently, he could be wearing a Chelsea shirt today, Gerrard.
Oh dear, yeah.
Oh, now then.
He
could have got it out his feet there. He's a long way from home, by the way. And he might be needed back doing his day job now, because here comes Cow. Gave it to Barble, only retired in November, Ryan Barble. Couldn't pick a faster Gerrard there. Gerrard and Barble, that is one that I'm keeping my eye on. As I mentioned, they had a few on the field spats, and they don't look like they've made amends in the intervening years. Interesting to see where Steven Gerrard pops up next if he is a coach, because his last couple of roles haven't ended well for him, but he did win the Scottish Premiership title with Rangers, which takes some doing to stop Celtic from getting it. All action Spearing, clipping one into the penalty area, looking for Gerrard again. That man Basingwa there. Liverpool will get their first corner of the game.
There's another one of those last-ditch headers from Basingwa. He reads it. There's no pressure on the ball. Jay Spearing pings a decent ball over, looking for Steven Gerrard's run from deep. Basingwa reads it, just gets enough on it. That's all you need, really.
Still hero worshipped here. Steven Gerrard did end up being a one-club man, of course. 710 times he played. Played 40 times against Chelsea, only scored twice. It's his ball in, which was attacked with gusto by Sami Hyypiä, who gets a kiss on the forehead from Dennis Wise rather than a goal, which would be more valuable to him. We'll never know. He wants that looked at.
I just wonder whether White... There's a saying in football, you know, don't if sometimes you are second best just simply by the height, which we've seen there, and the quality of the ball, which was in that case there. Don't give him a free header. Do something. Can you get your body close? Can you put him off? Can you lean into him? Don't give him a clean header. And it felt a little bit like that was one of those scenarios there. That Hyypiä knew that he's got the better of him, as did Wise, and he's just done enough to ensure that clean header is not allowed to take place.
Well, half an hour gone, and change is happening for Chelsea now. Babayaro, I think maybe still feeling the effect of that challenge from Jay Spearing a while ago, is making way. Tashdao is not coming on for him. So Chelsea and Liverpool are both going to make changes here, and this is a moment of note in this Legends fixture. Tashdao is going to become the first female player to feature in it. Katy Chapman's on the bench for Chelsea. She'll be on at some point as well. Babayaro is done for now. See whether he comes back. Loic Remy, hardly a like-for-like substitute.
No, let's hope one of my old mates, Frank Sinclair. Oh, John Harley's is going to be one that's going to replace him at left-back.
Momo Sissoko off, and Natasha Dowie on. Another player who has not long retired. She's the niece of Ian Dowie, all over English and Scottish football in her career in the WSL and elsewhere. Has played at Anfield before for Liverpool, but now she's going to lead the line. So Remy on. His last game, by the way, was for Rizespor in Turkey in 2022. Only 38, he could still be playing now.
Well, physically, he still looks in excellent shape.
Some important goals for Chelsea, didn't he? He wasn't here long, 47 games, but 12 goals, and many of them meant a lot. Here's Barble, tripped by Mikel apparently.
Yeah, Barble knows what he's doing. He's again putting body between ball and man. Waits for challenge. Contact goes down. Free kick for Chelsea to deal with. Looks like Cudicini's asking, or screaming, I should say, for a wall. I wouldn't say it's too far out for Gerrard to have a strike. He wasn't bad at these from this sort of distance, but it's a two-man wall. Probably clip it far post.
Header from Mikel, managed to get it to safety. Makelele looking to complete the job. Dancing feet inside his own penalty area, fouled by Dowie. Oh, is he okay here?
I don't know. I can't work it out. He takes a risk, by the way, in his own box, but happy feet. It's hard to tell, you know.
Long time since he's had a whack like that, I think.
I wonder what. I think we might. It's hard to tell, isn't it? If you
ended up playing more for Chelsea than he did for Real Madrid or PSG or Nantes, Celta Vigo, Sevilla. There's a lot of clubs in his career, but none who he represented more than the one he's playing for today. He's going to try and get on with it. Dowie putting herself about. Now she's left Ramirez on the floor.
She wants to watch out. Dennis Wise go looking for her.
Two-time WSL winner with Liverpool she was. Here's Count. Claban working it out wide for Vignal. Count might think about a shot from here. He couldn't resist. It was comfortably caught by Cudicini.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that was a shot. I think it's one of those. It's one of those that it's on target, but you're looking for maybe someone to flick it and it goes in. There wasn't enough power. Or maybe I'm doing a disservice. Maybe that's the much power he can muster in his older days, Matt. Ten to half time. It's there's not been a huge amount of goal mouth action.
Kenny Dalglish said pre-match it definitely won't be 0-0. Maybe he knows something we don't, but you worry at the moment. I'm sure as the second half goes on, especially when the likes of Gianfranco Zola and Idiger Johnson make their appearance, Chelsea will rattle in a couple. Remy moving it left-hand side. Asked a lot of Malouda, who almost managed to catch up to it.
That's the sort of pass that you would have played when he was 28. He can catch it then. That's a good pass when he's 28.
44, it's more difficult.
Not when he's 44. Yeah, the legs just don't quite get there as quick. Yeah, that's something else that needs to be factored in. You always want to pass the ball into the path of a player, and the weight of the pass, and obviously the direct part is absolutely crucial. And I'm not saying it's a bad ball, it's just a bad ball for Malouda of 44.
Makelele waiting for the referee's signal to come back on. I don't think he has to wait the mandatory 30 seconds, having had treatment. John Harley still waiting for his time to come and join us too, but he'll be with us imminently. Here's Barble. Get round tooth, but Malouda there to help out as well. Everybody appealing, nobody sure, so goal kicks the decision.
Oh, there's boos around Anfield, and yeah, the referee's got this one wrong. It comes off Robert Huth. Malouda goes to ground, wins the challenge.
I love how footballers appeal, even though Robert Huth knew as well as you did that came off him last.
Yeah.
It never leaves you, does it? We can talk about body shape, but
no. It's just what you do. You appeal for everything. And do you know what? There are occasions, where you can influence the officials, because if they don't know, they've got to go one way.
Well, Dennis was only going to do 20 minutes. He's pretty much doubled that. And Chelsea support love seeing him. John Harley passes the armband on to John Obi Mikel. Good shift, skipper.
You just want to make sure. These boys will be... They'll know they play in the charity game tomorrow morning. You just want to make sure you get off the pitch and you're not carrying a knot that really does restrict your movement over the next 2-3 weeks. That's no good.
So Harley on, Chelsea Academy graduate. He's married to a Scouser as well, so foot in both camps today maybe. Currently doing a great job as assistant manager to John Massinio at Portsmouth, who look like they're going to survive in the Championship, having been promoted on a shoestring budget.
I never thought I'd say this, but Jose Basingwa is the one that's caught my eye the most.
Man of the match, isn't he,
today.
thus far?
He has been both in possession, out of possession, with it with important little flicks, dropping with runners, winning last-ditch challenges to make sure they can't get in behind us. It's been very impressive.
Here's Vignal, moved on by Babel, stuck in over to the far post toward Kaut by Clavan. Harley there to get the block in.
Not the worst ball in, just Kaut can't quite time his header enough to get the ball back across the 6-yard box.
Clavan out for Vignal. Dowie had made a little dart, but Vignal held on to it. Plenty of time to measure the cross here for Vignal. 5 to go till the break, still waiting for the first goal. Flicked away by Harley to stop Gerrard from having an immediate opportunity to cross or shoot. Dowie couldn't get it under her control. Mikel didn't give her any time to try and do that. And won the free kick off Kelly.
In that position there, it's just kind of recognising danger and instinct to when to close down. As the ball's played, you then make your move, and it's exactly what he's done. He's a big boy, Mikel. Physically still very fit, as I said earlier, but he's got to be 6'2", 6'3".
Gerrard. Here's Kelly.
Basingwa, honestly,
right place, right time.
Tell you what, I mean,
he's playing for a contract, I think.
Oh, is he onside?
Malouda had a look over toward the assistant, then was disappointed when the flag was raised.
Yeah, I think it's tight, but I think he's probably just off. Oh, here we go. Liverpool now broke the lines.
Game starting to open up as we head to the halfway point. Here's Kelly. Dowie. Robert Huth didn't want to get hit there.
Hasselbank's not happy with that. Challengers come in there and he's remonstrating with the referee. I'm not sure there's much in it, in all honesty. Years ago, he can't work out. He's having a pop at the referee or a pop at the pass that he didn't find his feet quick. The ball wasn't of enough quality.
Basingwa looking long. Hasselbaink offside. Clavan. Ramirez, a little bit of space in front of him, worked it out to Remy. Ramirez has carried on his run. He used to go up and down all day, didn't he, Ramirez?
His engine was incredible.
Mikel, Remy continued his run.
Really. I wonder whether that ball's got to come out this right-hand side, you know. It's so congested through there. And if that pass is perfect, then he might get in there. But Malouda had a little bit more space, I felt, on the right. Here he is now.
Callas to his right if he wants. Here's Mikel.
It's amazing how just watching Mikel again there with the ball, how you know how you to use your body. It takes years of experience just to know. I know where the ball is. I know where you are, and I know that I've got to pass on if I need to take it.
Here's Babel. Oh, Kelly here, he can have a shot. It's Martin Kelly, and he's stuck it just wide.
Yeah, a little bit of space on that right-hand side. The ball comes across the midfield. Babel plays it. Kelly just drills it. Doesn't quite connect the way he wants. It's not been many of those, to be honest with you, Matt, all game. Mind you, I've watched many games this season where you can say the same at both ends. There's not been, you know, sometimes you get games like this. Is everyone looking at the fourth official? Is that the expression today? Or is it like, I can't imagine injury time is going to... Nope, there you go.
Nobody wanted it. Well, no goals so far in the first half here between these two sets of legends. Liverpool started the brighter, but Chelsea have come back into it. Neither goalkeeper has had anything serious to do yet, though, but we've seen some flashes of brilliance and some reminders of the past. I'm sure we'll get a breakthrough in the second half. So far, though, goalkeepers on top here. Let's head down pitch side, shall we? Lee Parker is there with Jimmy Floyd Hasselbaink to reflect on the first half.
Thank you very much indeed, Matt. Jimmy, thank you for this. Quick rehydration. How was that 45 minutes for you?
I'm dead. I'm dead. It's so hard. Oh my God.
Are you surprised by how competitive it was as well?
No. I know. It doesn't matter. You know, you have that in you. And you know that they are going to go all the way. The thing is, the mind still thinks that you can do the things that you used to do. Yeah, and then when you try it, the body says no. So that is a big adjustment. And I forgot that you need to be really really top fit to play this game. And I'm far from that.
There was so much quality out there, though. There are boys out there, it's like they haven't missed a beat. Makaleli was everywhere.
Yeah. Well, that's where the competitiveness comes, you know. Everybody is really unfit, but they find a second gear or a third gear just to be able to do and be competitive and make it a match. And it is a really nice match. And, yeah, let's see, second half, if we can accelerate it.
You're a good man. Go in, get a shower. See you in a bit. Thanks, Jimmy. Back to you guys for some first half highlights, and then we'll have some special guests with us momentarily.
Tremendous, thank you, Lee. Sounds like we might not see Jimmy for the second half, but yeah, lovely to see him putting himself about again, wasn't it? Well, not too much in the way of goal scoring opportunities for either side, but let's have a look back at the best bits of the first half. It was all Liverpool to start with, wasn't it, Jace?
Yes, it was. You know, that shot there from Jay Spear, he actually sets up the one of the attacks as well that we'll have a look at, no doubt. But he's been the fittest on the pitch, and Basinga, I think, have looked really, really good. And in the early exchanges, it was all about Liverpool. Lovely little flick from Steven Gerrard again. Jay Spearing having his fingerprints all over it. The ball cut back. In the end, Ryan Babel was in an offside position.
That was Babel going for it from inside his own half. Xabi Alonso, Wayne Rooney, David Beckham. Not quite Ryan Babel.
No, as we said in the comments, you do not want to be beaten from there, but Cudicini finds there's not enough on it.
That's our boy Basinga. He's been the standout player, certainly for Chelsea in the first half.
speculative at best. He's not even convinced he can score here, is he? That's like a chippy shot. It's not even a shot. Mikel's been good in the middle of the park. And Jimmy Floyd just momentarily hesitates. He did make me smile when he said there the brain, and it's because the brain doesn't lose anything, it's the legs. Still sharp upstairs, but he couldn't quite pull the trigger quick enough.
That's classic Gerrard as well, that isn't it? That body action to whip the ball in.
Yeah, and Wisey probably realised that, and he had a little bit of Sami Hyypiä. He's remonstrating with the referee that maybe there was a foul in there, but no VAR, no pen.
Dirk Kuyt had a go as well, whether he's trying to find Tash Dowie or go for goal himself. Only he knows really, but catching practice for Carlo Cudicini. Hasselbaink had plenty to say throughout the game, didn't he? Steven Gerrard's obviously desperate to score on the pitch at Anfield again. Didn't happen for him that time.
Yeah, worth a dig. One of these might go, might come off the laces, but not when it did. It went high, wide and handsome.
All right, second half not too far away. Let's head back down pitch side though. Lee Parker's got some very special guests with him.
Thank you very much indeed, Matt. I've been joined by Danny Finkelstein, who's a trustee of the foundation, board member as well, and lifelong Chelsea fan. Danny, lovely to see you. How much have you enjoyed that first half?
Oh, it's amazing. I don't have any trouble understanding why there are tens of thousands of people here today, because for me it's like a very emotional experience watching Makelele, Hasselbaink, any of the players that have been so amazing in our team. And it's even emotional watching Steve Gerrard, though obviously I'm waiting for him to slip.
Oh, going to get me in trouble. We've just heard over the PA, 58,000. It just shows the appeal that these players still have.
Yeah, look, it's incredible, and they're doing such great work. They know they are. I spoke to them last night about all the work they're doing for our Past Players Trust. We hope to have the best Past Players Trust in the world, and this is the first step in it. It's going to raise a lot of money for us, and also for Liverpool's foundation, which does great work in this area. So it's very exciting. But, first and foremost, as a fan, it's very emotional.
It certainly is, and I wanted to ask you about that because you spoke to the players last night, as you said. Just how important is it to have their buy-in, because they are so emotionally invested, aren't they?
Look, some of these players are coming from, from abroad to come specially to play in this game. All of them were at Cobham and had to come down for the game, so putting a lot of effort into it. And as you heard from Jimmy, it's like, and Gianfranco said this to me yesterday, your mind wants to do one thing and your body can't do it. So it's a big effort for them, but they know it's for a good cause. And they've got a real buy-in to what we're doing, I think. We've been able to explain what the foundation's up to, and I think they really understand the value of it to our past players.
Danny, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. We're now going to hear from some of those players who were showing their gratitude when speaking to us at Cobham yesterday.
Thank you for your support.
By watching today,
you are helping the Chelsea Foundation
and the Chelsea Players Trust.
Come on, Chelsea. Let's go, Chelsea.
Thank you to the guys once again. Delighted to have been joined by the CEO of the Chelsea Foundation, the wonderful Laura Accordingly. Laura, thanks for your time. How much have you enjoyed it so far today?
Oh, look, it's been amazing. Practically a sellout crowd at Anfield. It's just been so great to see how much it means to the players, I think, and the fact that they're doing it for such a good cause. It captures our hearts and minds off the pitch as much as on the pitch.
Have you been surprised by how competitive it's been out there?
Do you know what? No. I mean, these guys are former professional athletes. They want to win, they want to do it in style, and we're right behind them.
It's such a big day for the Chelsea Foundation. How proud have you been by the progress that you've seen this year?
Oh, look, I'm really proud. I think the club, generally, the buy-in for what we're doing has just been amazing. I can't speak more highly about the support we've had from fans, from the club themselves, and the players here today. We're on a really great direction of travel with the foundation. We want to be even more impactful. We want to be even more supportive of our local communities. We know there are huge challenges locally. And we've also got our Players Trust, which not many people know so much about. And the Chelsea Players Trust really exists to support our past players. And we want to support them with their well-being, physical and mental well-being. We want to support them, be part of the community. And we want, particularly if you're a younger player, maybe a past academy player, support with futures in terms of education and employment. And that's relevant for the Past Players Trust, but it's also relevant for the foundation more broadly across all of the work that we do.
And you've got so much going on at the moment, obviously in line with the 120th birthday celebrations. We had the foundation night at the Saatchi Gallery. That was something very special as well, wasn't it?
Oh, look, last night was amazing, and we were on one of the last trains out of London last night. 120 years of Chelsea, celebrating our past, our present and our future. We've got an exhibition on this game is what we make it over the weekend, where we're celebrating club artefacts, photographs, art and design. Really the best of what makes Chelsea in terms of community, culture and of course football. And a big part of that exhibition is the Blue Creator Fund, which is a foundation programme which exists to support underrepresented creatives make it in the creative industry. And we had 5 amazing young people last night who put together programmes. Each of them got a £20,000 award from us to put their programmes together. So we had everyone from a ballet. She's put together a sportswear collection that's concentrating on past heritage in terms of kits and our links to Nigeria. Through to Gavin, who's done a cine poem that celebrates his father as a Chelsea supporter, but coming from a Congolese background as a refugee in his first trip to Stamford Bridge, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house when we saw his film last night.
I can imagine. Final question from me. There's so much going on. How excited are you for the future of the foundation?
Oh, I'm generally so excited. I am. There's nothing but optimism in terms of where we are, and I think we need everyone to get behind us, fans, club, supporters, and the more we can achieve together, the better. I think you will see greater impact from us if we all come together.
Fantastic. As ever, thank you so much for your time. We spoke about the fantastic events at the Saatchi Gallery. We're now going to show you the foundation film that was shown last night.
We know a thing or two about support. We felt it for 120 years. From the Bridge to Kings Meadow and Cobham, we've learnt from the best. But support goes both ways, and we're looking out for our communities, the characters in it. Because the badge might be our heart, but this city is our soul. A city built on differences and stronger for it, where people are dreaming of a brighter future, feeling better physically and mentally. A society that treats us all equally, that supports them like you support us. We're proud to call this home, and everyone is welcome. Chelsea Foundation, from the game for our communities.
So loads going on here pitchside at Anfield. The players are starting to come out ahead of the second half. Do expect plenty of changes. We obviously saw a couple of enforced changes throughout the end of the first half there, but you can expect some fresh legs from both sides coming out for both Liverpool and Chelsea. We've got players making their way out. I've seen Rob Green is stripped, so expect a change in goal. Carlo Cudicini to come off. Rob Green, number 31, getting prepared out there as well. The hero of Baku, no less. What a legend. He lives in Spain. He's flown over especially for this game today, so full credit to him. And as Danny mentioned earlier as well, so many of these players have invested their time in order to be involved in this. It means so much to each and every one of them, a chance to give back to this incredible club where they've played so often. I'm looking around to my left. We're talking legends. Then they don't get much bigger, much better than this legend, the one and only Katy Chapman. What are you laughing at? Good to see you. How are you enjoying the day so far?
Loving it. It's been brilliant. I think it's been end to end, isn't it? Quite open game. Not many clear chances on goal, but we're going to get the first one in this half.
It's going to come, isn't it? Have you been amazed by just how much quality we've seen? Makaleli hasn't missed a step, has he?
Some of them look like they haven't stopped playing. And then there's others that not so much. But yeah, no, it's been great. I think for them, like when they get on the pitch, they're all like, oh, I can only do 10 minutes. They get on the pitch and it's like, they all come alive again. It's brilliant.
I know you're going to be itching to get involved. What's the plan for the second half?
I think I'm coming on after 10 minutes.
Okay.
So hopefully I'm looking forward to it.
Get yourself stuck in.
In the midfield, hopefully bring a bit of energy. Hey.
You're a legend. Enjoy the day. We're going to hand back up to Jason and to Matt before the second half gets underway.
Anyway, Liverpool kick-off.
Jibril Cisse is another one who's come on for the second half. Champions League winner in 2005. Here he is on the ball. His son is currently on the books of Notts County, by the way. Yossi Benayoun's out there as well. Now, he is a player who, of course, played for both of these teams, much more for Liverpool than he did for Chelsea, where he was winding down his career when he came to Stamford Bridge.
Yes, indeed. there can't be too many players available now that played for both Chelsea and Liverpool.
We'll just see how this attack develops, and then we're going to go pitch side in a moment, but we'll see if Liverpool can get a shot away at any point. Here is one of the new men, Gonzalez. Lots of these players, by the way, are wearing the same number because they all want to wear the numbers that they wore back in their playing days. Chance for a cross here, a couple of options in the middle. Came off the back of Basingua. And Mikel able to get it away before Gerrard could get there. Let's go pitch side then. Lee Parker is with Carlo Cudicini.
I am indeed. Thanks very much indeed, Matt. One of those annoying players that just doesn't seem to age. Carlo Cudicini. How was that for you?
Very enjoyable. I'm very happy that I survived. Most importantly, we kept a clean sheet at the moment, so far so good.
How impressed have you been with the quality on display today?
I think it's great team performance. Janobi and Claude and Jose just looked they could still playing, but overall it's a very good team effort because it's not easy. The pitch looks not the biggest when you're up there, but when you are in it, spaces are huge.
I can imagine. I spoke to Jimmy Floyd as he came off and I said, how was that for you? And he said, I'm dead. But you mentioned Claude. Makelele, my goodness, he looks like he could still do a job in the Premier League.
Oh, without a doubt. That's the thing, with ex-players, with professional. It's just that once you step in there, the competitiveness is just, on another level. So you don't give up. You just, even if you are slightly bit slower, but you keep going because this is just the nature of professional sports.
It really is. Quick one, a final one, just on the foundation. Just how important are events, occasions like this for the brilliant work that the foundation are doing?
This is amazing. It's just a win-win situation. Allow us to meet, spend some time together, experience again what is the atmosphere in a big stadium, in front of a big crowd. Most importantly is obviously trying to raise as much money as possible for our foundation, for obviously in this case Liverpool, and this is basically the most important thing. So it's a win-win situation.
It is a win-win. Rob Green's doing you proud. It's still a clean sheet at the moment. We're going to hand it back up to Jason and Matt. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Lee. Great to hear from Carlo. 216 times
Legend.
Played.
Thank you,
for
mate.
Chelsea. Getting a bit closer towards a goal maybe here. Now they've got a proper target in the box in Peter Crouch to hit.
Yeah, a ball at the far post that there would have been a time that Peter Crouch's timing would have been much better. Doesn't quite time it to the level that he wanted. It's been a decent start again for Liverpool in this first half. Sorry, in the first half of the second half. They started the game like this, didn't they?
Here's Harley. Big mate of our friend Sam Parkin is John Harley. They were in the same academy group together with a certain John Terry. Jimmy did make it out for the second half. Of course, it was Jimmy who got that late winner, didn't he, in 03 on the opening day here in the first game of the Abramovich era. And some fantastic wins at Anfield throughout the years for Chelsea. 2021 was the most recent. That was with nobody here, for reasons which I won't need to explain to you. Mason Mount got the winner. Is that a foul on Gonzalez? It is by Ramirez. Just thinking back to what you said in the first half, Jason, we were talking, there's Michael Mancian, who's come on as well. One of the youthful players in this Chelsea team at 37 years of age, another Cobham graduate.
Remember him very well when I first started coaching here in the academy.
He was so highly thought of, wasn't he?
He was described as me as a Rolls Royce, and he was a lovely player to watch. He, of course, got an England cap. Then he went over, I believe he ended up at Nottingham Forest. Never quite hit the heights that I think the expectation levels were put on him.
Ended up playing international football for the Seychelles at the end of his career. And Mikel looking to tee one up. Will be a free kick for the foul on Malouda.
Gonzalez is saying that he's put his arm up alongside him, and maybe Malouda has just made sure he's won the free kick. If there is such a thing. Now, it's in that range, Matt, where
It's got to be Jimmy, hasn't
Jimmy's got it, right? I've just watched Jimmy pick the ball up. He looks like he's going to pull the trigger. Why not? It's a long way out.
87th minute it was, back in 03. That 2-1 win. Ramirez, the other option, but he's been given short shrift by Chelsea's number 9 today.
He's going to have a go, isn't he?
Going to try and get it over Peter Crouch, mind you.
It's not often you see a wall like that, is it? Wowzers.
There is a certain disparity between he and Gonzalez. Not much of a run-up. Went to bend it, got it bang on target. Goalkeeper made a bit of a mess of it, Vesterveld, but he got there at the second attempt.
It wasn't the worst efforts at all, by the way. He's gone round the wall. He's gone over the wall there. Vesterveld just does enough. Not quite hit with the sort of pace and power that you'd want to beat the goalkeeper. Nevertheless, a decent effort on target. He did have a hammer of a right foot. I think the best example of that was away at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
The volley where...
Was that Ranieri's first game?
Oh, it's a good question.
In comes across towards Cisse. Oh, that's a big chance for Jibril Cisse. He says he got a little nudge in the back, which is why he's headed it wide. He's another one who looks like he could play.
It's a lovely
pro game.
It's a brilliant ball in. Begging to be headed this.
John Harley it was, did enough to put him off.
Yeah, I was saying in that first half, wasn't I? Just do enough. Don't let him get a clean header, and Harley might just have lent in there, using his arm into the in between the shoulder blades. God, there's some legends on that bench, by the way.
Some goals amongst those three. Rush, Aldridge and Barnes helping out Kenny Dalglish today.
How'd you like those players?
Dalglish sat opposite the stand that now bears his name. Here's Harley. Nicely done into Remy. He couldn't sort his feet out, but then he slid in to get it back to Harley. That's going to be a Chelsea corner. Nice link-up play down the left-hand side.
Yeah, Loic Remy apologises. I don't think he's intended to make the challenge he has. He's gone in slightly with two-footed there. Big Chelsea contingent, actually, we've just seen there. That was the... we heard them singing Memento Mo during the first half.
Luda across to take it. Champions League, Premier League, bunch of FA Cups. Scored against Liverpool at the Bridge back in 09.
Where's Robert Huth? You need him. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's horrible. A short corner, you get caught offside. That should be a fine. That. Robert Huth, who's made his way all the way back. Right, it was more just as annoying, Matt, when you played, but to make that run all that time. And then nothing comes in. There's my old mate, my old mucker, Frank Sinclair. Good to see him. I spoke to him yesterday. Said to him, look, make sure you put in a performance, otherwise I'm going to slaughter you.
Frank was part of our commentary team and Chelsea TV team for many a year. And Katy Chapman's done some games with us as well too. They're both coming on at the next break in play.
So I was in the studio with Frank Sinclair on the 19th of May 2021. So 2012, I do apologise. We got our first Champions League. It was an emotional day I had with him.
This is Florent Cinema Pongol, who's another who's wandered on, and Crouch's header is a beauty in front of the Kop. Just what he was looking to do against his boyhood club. And you can see that means the world to him. Trademark Peter Crouch, not only the goal but the celebration to match. He's brought the robot back with him. And it's Liverpool who score first 10 minutes after half-time.
Well, I said I think he scored the most headers in Premier League history. And that shows you why. It's another lovely ball in the box. Why wouldn't you play to your strengths? And you mentioned earlier that his kids haven't seen him score or play at Anfield. Well, there you go. That's changed there today. You can see how much it actually means. I mean, it really does. I mean, it's a lovely ball in. And I mean, it's just, he's got the leap, he's got the run. And Basingwa. And he just guides it, lifts it. The goal doesn't move. Gets something on it. It's a good header, great header. And that opens the scoring for Crouchy.
No problems with celebrating against his boyhood club. That was the cue for the Chelsea changes, by the way. So Katy Chapman becomes the first female player to play for Chelsea in a Legends game. She won a couple of WSL titles under Emma Hayes, but all across her career, incredible stat this, Chase. She won the FA Cup 10 times.
Well, that is ridiculous.
She's going to operate in the heart of the midfield. Looks like Frank's gone to right back. Has he still got the legs for it? We'll find out.
She's got a fit boy, Frank. He's coaching at Burnley now.
He's been here, there and everywhere on his coaching journey, hasn't he? Based in the northwest. Not too far for him to travel today. Katy's only a couple of years retired, so she'll still be able to get about the pitch, I'm sure. Here's Cinema Pongol, who put the ball in for Crouch's header. Didn't need much persuasion to hit the deck after the challenge from Malouda.
He went down in instalments there, didn't he? The legs just weren't going to be able to keep up.
Well, there's one player you want to be watching here. I'm putting Huth on Crouch all day long.
Yes, that would be the natural thing to do, you would have thought.
Mark Gonzalez over the free kick, and there they are. Michael Mancian says, I'll pick up Gonzalez. That's one of the other number 11s who's going to take the free kick. I'll put Riera. Just one in the wall, who is Malouda. In by Riera, not a good ball though. Basingwa easily able to get it clear.
You say that the first thing he does is miss the first man out. My gosh, you barely made it to him.
Here's Kelly. And first time from Cinema Pongol. That is a good ball. It's a good header from Frank Sinclair too. Out as far as Benayoun. Here's Gerrard. Cinema Pongol again. Cut it back to Cisse, edge of the box. Gerrard slid it. Textbook Steven Gerrard pass, but Basingwa able to prevent the cross from reaching Crouch in the middle.
Queuing up at the back, weren't they? Crouch was there, was trying to catch that on the volley. Seen him score some spectacular goals though, Crouchy.
Yeah, there was one for Stoke, wasn't there, which was out of this world.
Was that the one against Man City?
Yeah, volley.
Oh, wowzers. Yeah, he had good technique. He is a very unlikely looking footballer, but my gosh, he's very effective. Scored plenty of goals for England as well, of course.
Scored in the World Cup. Here's Malouda. Idika Johnson's going to come and beef up Chelsea's attack shortly.
Is that the right terminology?
Here's Mikel. Ran into Steven Gerrard. Mikel and Ramirez will be feeling the pace now with an hour gone. Now Riera popping up on the left wing. It's deflected off Basingwa, who's still to put a foot wrong, I think.
Yeah. Frank.
Steady on, Frank. Oh, Megs.
Beautiful, Frank.
Still got it in the locker.
Oh, Frankie, well done.
He can do it all. The fancy stuff and the tough tackles too. There's Ramirez looking for Remy. That's a really good ball. Decent challenge as well from Ragnar Klavan. She's going to spin behind for Chelsea's fourth corner. Now then, can they find Robert Huth from this one?
That was nice, actually. Nice bit of play. Frank there does little nutmegs and wins his challenge. Nice little bit of play between Malouda, I think it was, and Remy.
Oh, well done to those who've travelled up from West London.
Yeah. That's stellar, by the way. It's a brilliant turnout from Chelsea fans to make it all the way. Like I said, the football fan is remarkable. They still need their fix, still want to watch their club. Anyway, what can Chelsea do this set piece on the hour mark?
And from Malouda toward Huth. We're going to come back Malouda's way. Lovely from Malouda. Nice stood up ball to Huth as well, and it's a good save from Westerveld. Huth disappointed that he hasn't got the equaliser there, but he couldn't have done much more with that. Decent connection.
Yeah, Malouda does brilliantly. Lovely bit of disguise. Then he doesn't waste any time. Drills a lovely cross the edge of the 6-yard box. Robert Huth should score straight at Westerveld. Good save, good header. Should do better. Straight at Westerveld. In the end, there was not a lot of power on it. If you head it either side of the keeper, it probably goes in, or as you're taught as a kid, head the ball back the way the ball comes. You know where the goalkeeper can change. Anyway, another set piece for Chelsea.
And it's Malouda who put it in. Cinema Pongol got it away. Played for an hour now. We'd had a Katy Chapman to stop Jibril Cisse from getting anything on it.
He always seemed to moan, Jibril Cisse.
Yeah.
He always had that same expression on his face, that he's looking for something from the referee. Has it there again.
Did really well to get back, actually, didn't he? Had a horrific leg break. Kept him out for an awful long time, but he got back for the 05 Champions League final and scored a penalty in the shootout, as I recall. And here's Harley. Johnson still waiting for his moment to come on, as is David James. He'll be the third Liverpool goalkeeper of the day. And he is going to play in goal. Sinclair. Into Ramirez, who couldn't get it under control because of the challenge on him. He felt it was a foul. Funny what we were saying in the first half, Jace, about Ramirez' engine, which was incredible. But we'll never see that again. 6 months later, N'Golo Conte joined.
Yes.
Pongol not being given a moment to settle by his French compatriot.
Scrappy. He's not picked him up.
Ooh, I'm sure he didn't mean that, Florent Malouda, but doesn't mean it didn't hurt.
A little bit of a history between the pair of those.
Yeah, may well be. Well, good luck getting this off Steven Gerrard if you want him to have a pop near in the Liverpool shirt. More changes then. Michael Mancienne departing, Heidegger Johnson to come on and take his place. Vassalel goes off and David James goes on for Liverpool. James, another one of those who played Chelsea more than anyone else in his career, 37 times during his proper playing days, only won 9 of those. All over the Premier League, didn't he?
In the FA Cup final for Portsmouth, of course, and Chelsea won that in 2010.
It's Gerrard or Fabio Aurelio. It was actually Aurelio who took it, and I don't think that Gerrard was expecting that. It's ended up in the Kop. Don't worry about it, says Gerrard, not looking Aurelio in the eye and not meaning don't worry about it.
Yeah, had that been a first-team game, that would have been a very different reaction.
I think it might be a different reaction when they get back in the dressing room in half an hour from now.
Possibly.
Here's Mikel, still out there. Still looking like that he could play against Spurs at the Bridge in a couple of weeks and nobody would notice that he'd been away. Sure, there's nothing he'd love more. Malouda down the line for Harley. That was nicely done. Malouda's had a really good game too. Not a bad ball from Harley, and it's going to come through as well for Ramirez. Decided not to shoot first time and couldn't shovel it over to Frank Sinclair right hand side. Here goes Gerrard. He's not going to pass it to Aurelio, I can tell you that for nothing. Gave it instead out to Gonzalez. Singer again doing well. Back up to Riera, one number 11 to another. Looking for the crouch header again. This time trying to provide a chance for Cisse. Huth was in the way.
Yep, some balls in the box now, isn't there? Their tactics changed at half time. You can see exactly why. Here's Heidegger Johnson. He walks around. There's a bit of space here.
Katy Chapman says thanks for that.
The pass was just of not the quality you want.
She is 42, Katy. She might have got that 10 years ago, but she was never going to get it then. 91 times she played for Chelsea. The vast majority of those with the armband around her bicep. Here's Cinema Pongol. Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Up again, looking for Crouch. Trying to bring it down, and he's looped it in. And again, Rob Green couldn't do anything about that. He got nowhere near it. It's Crouch at the double. He scored twice in 10 minutes. And Liverpool I've got a firm grip on the game now.
Well, as I said earlier, Peter Crouch, technically, he's better than he looks. Good feet for a big man expression, never applied to anyone more than him. Great technique, it's just a funny goal. I mean, Rob, he seems to go up, the ball seems to bounce between him and Robert Huth. And then he loops it back. I don't know whether he's going for goal or that far post. Either way, it doesn't matter. Seems to come between the pair of them. He just helps it back. That's a lovely finish, actually. I'm going to say he meant that.
I'm sure he's going to say the same. Maybe this angle will tell us more.
Yeah, I think he's meant that one. I want to give him that. If he's trying to aim it to someone, it's a poor pass. So I'm going to give him a good goal instead of a poor pass. And for a hat-trick.
Well, tell you what, let's head down to the touchline, shall we? Lee Parker is now with Michael Mancian.
Thank you, indeed, Matt. Yes, here we're with Michael. How was that for you today?
It was tough, I'm not even gonna lie. I've got one knee, but it was great to be out there. Great experience, obviously, but yeah, obviously there's still a lot of quality out there. So yeah, it was good, very good.
Have you been surprised by the quality? Because we were speaking to Carlo earlier, and it's like some of these boys look like they've not missed a step.
Honestly, it's a joke. I know Stevie G looks like he's carrying a little bit, but he's pinging it left and right. He still looks good. And Maka was unbelievable as well. And
yeah, I was going to say Maka was just
even Bosingwa as well. Don't look out of place. He looks like he's been playing week in, week out. So no, it's been great.
Obviously, Peter Crouch making a difference at the moment, but overall, what does it mean to you to be involved in experiences and occasions like this, Michael?
Yeah, it's massive. It's humongous. I was at Chelsea from a boy, from the age of 8 years old. So to be called to come and do something like this is amazing for me and a great experience.
And your good mate Jimmy Smith's just gone on. He's going to want to make a difference, isn't he?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. It'll be tough.
It will be. Enjoy the rest of the game, mate. Thanks for your time. Back to Jason, to Matt.
Yeah, always good to have players involved who are at the club from childhood to adulthood, like Michael was. And as he mentioned, another one of those, Jimmy Smith, who's got 46 on his back, and his assistant coach at the under-18s at Chelsea at the moment is on.
I remember Jimmy. He's coming through the academy. As long as I said, used to pick Michael Mancian up and take him to training some days. Yeah, good to see Jimmy. Jimmy eventually moved on, as they both did, of course. But good to see them both out there.
Here's Malouda. Can Chelsea at least get a goal? We've got a quarter of the game left to go. They are attacking the end where the away supporters are based. Malouda. Liverpool happy to sit back and soak up the pressure, albeit Jay Spearing's on now to rattle a few cages again.
Mikel looks like he's feeling the pace a little bit. Playing slightly higher up now. Jimmy Smith has come on.
Started as an attacking midfielder, didn't he, Mikel, before he came to Chelsea, really, but he's got that in his locker. Here's Sinclair. Smith's touch first time for Ramirez. Tough on the likes of Ramirez and Mikel if they're going to try and do the full 90. Gerrard, who goes all the way back to David James, who gets his first feel of it.
Did wonder on the way to today, and just if I would see Jimmy and Ida in the same team. It's not happened. It's their link-up play. There used to be a 4-4-2 system, Matt. What on earth happened to that?
Well, it's the end of the road for Jose Bosingwa, who has been incredibly impressive here. Michael Mancian, who's just been speaking to Lee, has had quite enough of that. He's decided he'd rather come back on, 1-0 or not. And we're going to see Gianfranco Zola for the first time Listen, we're getting a great ovation from those who've made the journey. MCM back with us. And you can never get enough Gianfranco Zola. Jason, for many people, the best ever to do it for Chelsea. Certainly for many people, their favourite ever to do it for Chelsea. And he used to love doing it against Liverpool too.
Indeed, yes, of course. His last ever game in a Chelsea shirt was against Liverpool.
Don't ask Jamie Carragher about
it. No. Yes, he twisted him up in knots, didn't he?
It was the FA Cup tie in '97 as well, wasn't there? He was brilliant at the Bridge against Liverpool. Chelsea through and through. Zola, a number of his assistant to Maurizio Sarri, still often seen around Stamford Bridge, always incredibly welcome. And I know that people always say this, but we can say this because we've spent a bit of time with him. He is one of the nicest human beings on the planet.
You're absolutely right, and you often hear people say things that about certain people and players, but he simply is. He's just a lovely human. I've done many Q&As. As you said, been in his company. He's a delight, absolute sweetheart he is. But what a player! You're talking about there. I know a lot of people that believe he is Chelsea's greatest ever player. The conversation can, there's no right or wrong answer, is there? Frank will go down in a lot of people's minds. I mean, Hazard is another one, but he's right up there in the top. In some people's eyes, top one, but in the conversation, at least top 2 or 3, without question.
Loads of great stuff, by the way, on the Chelsea website and social channels at the moment, where you can select your best team from the last 120 years. Do go and get involved with that. There are plenty of contenders. Here's Katy Chapman. Chelsea looking for a goal back here. Harley felt he was offside. Inadvertent 1-2 with Goodjohnson. Here's Harley again.
I remember that chance that Goodjohnson had in the ghost goal game. Pretty much the last kick of the game it was. We went out 1-0. Had that gone in, we would have gone through on away goals. Drilled it, snatched it in front of the cop end.
Mikel, a fair way off target here, I think it's fair to say. Here's Benayoun. Spearing. He's probably glad that Dennis Wise isn't out there anymore. Cinema Pongol and Malouda might be about to go head to head again. Cinema Pongol moved it on quickly before that could happen. Here's Kelly, one of those who looks like he's going to do the full 90, reversing it into Cisse. Not too much on the pass there.
Nice idea. Cisse's not happy. He wants to play it a little bit earlier. I don't think it's the worst ball actually. Yeah, it just comes off his toe. He wants it.
Benayoun working it back into Spearing. Slightly heavy touch. Ramirez had a nibble. Spearing's worked it back to Benayoun though. Lots of options for him here to try and pick out. It's Gerrard. Can get hold of it and Harley can get it to safety.
Some Crouch looking for a hat-trick. Screaming for the ball he was as he made his way into the 6-yard box. Some defending for Chelsea to do there.
Aurelio's giving it away. Here's Sinclair. Mikel. Sinclair's carried on his run. Malouda. Trying to get some space from Kelly. He's whipped in a decent ball as well. It almost came for Frank.
Yeah, Frank applauds it. On his heels a bit for thee there, Frank. Get in front of him.
That'll be clipped up and sent to him on WhatsApp before the day turns tonight, I'm sure. 15 to go then. Croucher's double. The difference at the moment. Here's Gonzalez. Cisse turning it around the corner, trying to find him again. Manciem flicked it away. What had Chelsea got to do to get a goal then here for the last 15 minutes, Jace?
Well, I mean, that little man we just saw on our screen there, Gianfranco Zola. Let's see if we can get the ball into him. I don't think he's touched it at all since he's been on. And try and get the ball would be a start. Liverpool actually are ending this pretty strongly. They look physically a little bit fitter, a bit stronger, a bit sharper. I think it's fair to say. Right now, there are sporadic moments of possession for Chelsea. Liverpool just feel a little bit more in control. Here's the boy. There you go. That's what you need. Get him high up the pitch as well in the final third.
Johnson.
Frank's adding a little bit. He's galloping up and down that right-hand side.
Here's Mikel. Chelsea looking for a strong finish here with Zola. Mikel's carried on his run. Harley's making a little dart too. Still might be something here for John Harley. Oh, he's trying to go round David James and then he's trying to scoop it in. And that's as close as Chelsea have come all day, and it's the defender who almost scores.
Well, you asked me. He had his fingerprints on that build-up as well, didn't he, Gianfranco Zola? I think he's got to go down here, Matt. Honestly. You know, what's the point in standing your feet? Dave James has come out. Dave James gave plenty of penalties away when he had come out like that. I think a more experienced, perhaps less fitter striker waits for contact, goes down there, Matt. I don't know what you think.
I think that John Harley's thinking of getting into training at Portsmouth and everybody having a clip of him diving for a penalty at Anfield and thinking this isn't worth it.
Not going to have it. I think if that is Jimmy Floyd or Ida or Wisey, any one of that front, 7 or 8 that we've seen here today, I think they go down, Matt.
Gerrard switching it out to Cinema Pongolle. Benayoun wants it. It's come fast stick instead. Oh, and hammered toward goal. But no threat to Rob Green that time from Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's made a decent connection of it. I'm watching Crouch again. Crouch wants the ball cut back to him on the edge of the 6-yard box as he wants his hat-trick. I think it's fair enough to have a strike from there. Crouch, he's saying, give it to me, across the 6-yard box.
Franco Zola, the midfield ankle biter.
He was a beautiful player to watch, wasn't he?
So good. One of the first proper foreign imports that made a massive impact on English football in that period. Him and Klinsmann, the two names that probably spring to mind in that regard. Up toward Cisse, who's got his head to it. It's come for Cinema Pongolle. Maybe he fancies a crack. He's worked it instead to Gerrard. Came off Harley's heels and behind for a corner.
Yeah, I think these last 12, 11 minutes are going to be long for some players out there. There's some tired legs. Steven Gerrard has played the whole 90 so far. Well, the whole 78. Get my point.
A bit cooler here than in Saudi Arabia, probably. Take the corner as well. It's just the second of the match for Liverpool. Stuck it straight onto the head of Ramirez. Back in by Clavan. And there's a little swipe at it. And finds the top tier of the Kop.
Scrappy in there, clearing the first one, come to the edge of the box. Didn't really clear the next one either, particularly well. Not the greatest technique.
Rosed. Here's Mikel. Zola, what can he do? Oh, he's played a perfect weighted pass for Harley. Just good Johnson up there at the moment. Katy Chapman's made a decent run. Zola. Chapman's an option again here. Aurelio just managed to beat her to the ball.
Yeah, Zola trying to link up with Chapman on the edge of the box. Now Liverpool just retreated. Get a little bit of a breather.
Johnson trying to tow it round the corner for Ramirez. Didn't get the kind of contact he was looking for. Now off on the charge goes Gonzalez into the final 10 here. Too much on that for Cisse, who's pulled his hamstring, going for it by the looks of it.
Oh dear, yeah, he slowed up. First thing you thought of your hamstring, you do not want to rip it from the bone. You don't want one of those. You need an operation.
Gonzalez still got plenty of pace about him.
He's looked sharp and lively down that left-hand side since he's come on. The tempo now is... you can feel it. You can feel these boys and girls have been out there a long time now.
Cinema upon goal. Gerrard with the big switch.
How many times has he done that at Anfield?
Benny takes over. Oh, and Gerrard frustrated. He could see the space. He could see that there was a goal there for him.
Do you know what? It's not a difficult pass either. I don't care what level you're at. This is not a difficult pass. And someone of Yossi Benayoun's capabilities. That's a simple ball. Stevie J, he would have been. His eyes were lit up. He's looking for a good first touch and strike. That's exactly what I was expecting there. But the pass wasn't of the level he required.
That is going to be it for Cisse. Looks like he's taking it fairly well. Or salt when he was on the pitch, Cisse. So he was taking it fairly well, maybe not.
Might be protecting his hamstring, you know.
Dirk out back on. He and Crouch were a partnership for a while, weren't they? Mancien. Zola, look over his shoulder. Ramirez, oh, that's a great ball. Sinclair, one-on-one with Gonzalez, who's been excellent.
Yes, he has. But a nice battle between those two up and down that right-hand side. Frank might used his body just to get in front of Gonzalez there and just use his upper body strength, but couldn't quite get there.
Benayoun. Now Gerrard, unselfish. Cinema upon goal on the chase, but John Harley on the stretch managed to get there.
You know, John Harley. He's done well.
He clearly gets involved in training, doesn't he, every so often?
There is a sharpness about him that you can see that he plays on a regular basis.
He started his coaching career at Chelsea, was assistant with the under-18s before he made the move into senior men's football. Huth.
Some you see, someone doing the laces up during a game. Oh dear. Oh, thought that pass there was going to be too short. That Kate was going to get in there.
Ramirez not quite the same build of his playing days, but he's still got the stamina. Here's Harley. Nicely done against his opposite number, Kelly.
Ooh.
Crunch of a challenge between them. Harley managed to get the cross in anyway to Walker Johnson. Out for Ramirez. And James able to make the save.
Yeah, Harley does well on the left-hand side. He manages to get a decent ball in, by the way. He's on the floor. So he just managed to scoop it in. Not a great connection from Ramirez there. He seems to roll down the lower part of his shin through his ankle onto his foot. He does really reacts well, just chips one in. Beautiful, actually great improvisation. And then the shot was had a little bit of the power taken away from it. And Westerveld has no problem in gathering that one. Love to see a goal from Chelsea just in the last 5 minutes. Make it a bit more interesting.
Malouda. Johnson's touch for Zola. So he's toe trodden on by Steven Gerrard,
Yeah,
I think.
wasn't the best ball that from either. I'm not sure Zola appreciated that one. Stevie G snapped in.
Here's Aurelio.
I think it's fair to say that it's been a pretty successful afternoon. Obviously, the result hasn't gone the way Chelsea wanted, but it's been a pretty entertaining affair, I think.
Yeah, loads of money raised
Yeah.
for the respective
Yeah.
foundations of these two clubs, which is the main thing.
It's always great to see former players go out and, you know, for what they gave to the club. It's been one or two impressive performances as well. And Basinga's the one that's that. Luda's still ever so well there. Basinga's the one that really has caught the eye. Luda's done well. Yeah, he's been going all game.
Mention the money raised. Thank you again for joining us today and pledging your money to it. It's all going to the Chelsea Foundation and Players Trust. Well, that's it for Ramirez. Jimmy Smith on for the second time. 86.5 minutes for Ramirez. I dare say he'll feel it in the morning.
There's a lot of boys out there that are going to feel it in the morning.
Chapman still looks fresh as a daisy.
She does. Yep. Great. I mean, you know, it's been brilliant for everyone watching here to see some of the girls play as well.
Might be a return fixture as well at Stamford Bridge between these two. We've seen them go at it in Legends clashes before. Here's Mikel.
And there's been 2 goals. I very much doubt the referee is going to add 30 seconds per goal on that.
Well, if he adds 30 seconds per substitution,
Yes,
then we're here
of
till
course.
tomorrow.
Very good point.
Here's Gonzalez, 2.5 to play. Just overran it, allowed Mancien to get a touch. Clipped in by Count. Crouch looking for the match ball.
Yeah, on occasion, I think he was just trying to set someone up, but had no support.
Johnson. Zola looking right hand side. Where was Sinclair?
Yes, and there was no width. Where's Frank? He's been bombing up and down since he's come on, but he's decided he's just going to sit.
Oh, he lost it under his own spell there. Here's Cow. Benayoun. Crouch trying to steer it back to him and almost managed it. Well done from Huth, out to Malouda.
He's been hugging this left-hand side all game, hasn't he? It's been amazing. Oh.
Yeah, he deserves something from the game, Florian Malouda.
Yes,
Maybe he can get a goal late on here. For Harley, we put the curse on him. Well, the main thing is to be making a lot of money for charity, but to be having fun doing it as well. And although they'll feel sore tomorrow, and maybe now as well.
Oh, listen, this whole experience, as I said, I spoke to Frank Sinclair last night. They're all going, there was a meal laid on. It's not just this, the way they've been looked after. We saw the clip with Lee Park and Gianfranco Zola and Dennis Wise. You know, they travelled up in style, they've been looked after. This has been a brilliant weekend for them, you know, and they'll be mixing later on. No doubt there'll be some hospitality laid on for everyone after the game. And when you're out there, this is what, that's what we used to do. You know, you don't often get a chance to do these sort of things anymore. You know, these come along, especially on this sort of level, and playing with these sort of players. There's always a charity game going on, but you can tell by the facial expressions and how the players have even trained for it, have enjoyed this experience, and hopefully the fans have as well. Maybe one chance for a consolation here.
Malouda. Smith hadn't quite read the intention, and that is full time, and it is Liverpool who are victorious here. That pair of Peter Crouch goals in the second half means that he's got the biggest smile of everybody on the pitch at the moment. He is the match winner. Liverpool have won it, but everybody's a winner, aren't they, on days like today? Chelsea gave a good account of themselves, Jace, just couldn't get quite close enough to the Liverpool goal.
No, and that man there, that substitution, I have to say, tactically, they played to his strengths. Why not? We made the point about what he's like in the air, how many goals he scored, and the first one was no surprise that it comes off that head. Second goal was equally as impressive. Ball bounced between him and Robert, and he just is the quickest to react. In steps, puts it over Rob Green for his 2 goals.
With one of our favourites, the one and only Frank Sinclair. Frank, first up, how are you feeling? How was that for you, mate?
Tough second half. They obviously put a lot of fresh legs on. We couldn't afford to do that today, unfortunately. But it was a good game. I thought we played some nice football, especially in the first half. Controlled the game, couldn't get that goal that I thought we might have deserved. Second half they were a little bit stronger, weren't they? And disappointed that we get beat 2-0, but it's at their home patch. It's all for a good cause. Let's see if we can do this back at the Bridge next time.
Sounds good. I mean, plenty of skill from you. Nice little nutmeg over there shortly after coming on. You look like you really enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I trained for it. I've done a little bit. Didn't want to embarrass myself when I got here. Found it hard on the right-hand side. Robbie changed the formation to get Gianfranco on the pitch, and I never really had anybody outside me on that right, and they were doubling up on me on the counter-attacks and that, so that was tough work getting back in. But all in all, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been a great couple of days, meeting up with all the lads. Some of them flying in from all over the world to come for this great occasion and a brilliant cause for the foundations from both clubs. And it's been really enjoyable.
Very well said. Were you surprised by, obviously it was going to be competitive. Yeah. So much quality out there, and some of the boys look like they were ready to go, don't they?
Yeah, well, I can't even count out the amount of Champions League winners, players that have played in World Cups and all that. So the standard was really high. And that's why you get, almost 60,000 people in the stadium, because they see the list of teams from both sides and there's pure quality on there. Might be not as good as 20 years ago, but it's pure quality on the football. Everybody showed the ability they had. Obviously off the ball it's a little bit harder at the ages that we are now.
Frank, you're an absolute legend. Go get yourself some rest. Thank you so much. And like you said, and he said it better than I could, a wonderful cause, so much money raised, an incredible atmosphere here at Anfield today. All right, the result didn't go our way, but plenty of quality. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for contributing, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.
Chelsea scored! Can you believe it? Lampard buries it!
The red card is out straight away.
The challenge from John Serrick. It's counts! Liverpool are good! He's given the goal!
I don't think the ball's over the line.
3-1, and surely there's no way back for Liverpool now. It's Alex! Oh, what a goal! Desmond gets it! The Carling Cup is heading for Stamford Bridge.
This one got away from Risa! Kept out by Czech!
And Chelsea have won the FA Cup after the Virgil Di Matteo took charge.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant from Eden Hazard! What a play!